And
Connection.
yeah, the central text for us when we were at the Nazarene church was from Christ's Sermon on the Mount, be perfect as your Father in heaven is
Hmm.
perfect. And I was never good at the perfect thing.
Yeah.
Never even achieved it for, even a fragment of a second. And that was a little bit annoying. But when I was at Concordia Irvine, that's when I first ran into Lutheranism and the distinction between the law and the gospel.
Mm.
And I had to wrestle with that because I didn't understand Lutheranism and the the doctrines of the Reformation at all.
Yeah.
I'd never been exposed to them. And not only that, I was really suspicious of Lutherans because Nazarenes, they don't dance, drink, smoke, or chew, right? And you can't date girls that do. And Dr. Rod Rosenblatt, who was the guy who was instrumental
Hmm.
in introducing me to Lutheranism, in our college courses, from time to time, he would let a curse word, a four-letter
Yeah.
word fly from his mouth. And then after every class, he would go out on a balcony and smoke a cigarette. And I would sit there and go, what have I gotten myself into? I'm supposed to be learning Christian apologetics from the Lutherans,
Yeah.
and the Lutherans, Rosenblatt can't be saved. He's not even trying, you know.
That's
But
amazing.
but Rosenblatt had this great thing that he would do. I don't know how he did it, but every single class, without fail, he found a way to talk about the shed blood of Christ
Yeah.
and how salvation is completely a free gift from God.
Hmm.
And he would even use like scandalous parallels. Like, he'd say if salvation were like a gambling game, it would be like roulette, and I'm betting all the blue chips on Jesus, right? And you'd sit there and go, can you talk about salvation using a gambling metaphor? You know, and
That's
and
hilarious.
so as a Nazarene, I'm listening to this going, what am I hearing? And I remember going up to Rosenblatt after class one time and going, Rosenblatt, if what you're saying is true, that we're totally saved by what Jesus has done for us and not by anything that we do, then you're saying that we can do whatever we want. I kind of saw it as him basically teaching we could just go out and fornicaboodleate all we want, which is more of a commentary on me than on him, by the way.
Hmm.
But he looks at me, I mean, without skipping a beat, he goes, well, of course, Chris, now that Christ has set you free from slavery to sin, death, and the devil, what do you want to do? I went, wait, what? What just happened?
That's awesome.
It was like a jujitsu move. I found myself on the floor looking up at the sky going, what just happened?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was a big thing for me to embrace that my salvation is completely dependent on
Yeah.
Christ, not dependent upon my sanctification. And my sanctification is the direct result of my justification, not the other way around.
Right.
That took a long time to undo. And
Yeah.
I'm thankful to Christ that he helped work that out of us through his word and his sacraments. So
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, for people listening or watching, Dr. Rosenblatt is kind of like a doctor father at 15, 17. And I actually went to Concordia Irvine for my master's as well, but studied under a lot of the people that took classes from Dr. Rosenblatt because he wasn't there when I was there. So his teachings and his attitude has rubbed off on a lot of people, a lot more people than I think people realize. Like it's not like he's a super well-known
no,
name, but he's influenced and impacted quite a few people for several generations